One man, one microphone, one preheated bowl of chicken soup. This is the Bert Show. Yes. Welcome and shalom. I am Bert, host of the Bert Show, a new weekly or bi-weekly podcast which I will be doing until the day I die, which, according to numerous health officials, means that this could be the last ever show. I'm in rapid physiological decline. Last week's first instalment of the Bert Show was a roaring success, with over 3 million listeners, 20% of them not bots. While the majority of you were satisfied with proceedings, we of course got a few letters of complaint in from the naysayers and haters of this land. In the fairness of balance, and in the balance of fairness, I've decided to read one of these letters out. This one is from Magoo from the Midlands. Dear Bert, host of the Bert Show. While I enjoyed most of last week's show, I found something despicable. You made fun of rape. Rape, under no circumstances, is funny and should not be made light of. You are a bastard, and I hope your prostate catches fire. May the curse of the geese of Longford be upon you. Cutting stuff there from Magoo in Longford. Let me tell you, Magoo, in the spirit of good-natured joshing, if I had a nickel for every time someone put the curse of the geese of Longford on me, I'd be a very rich man indeed. Oh, you cunt. And I'd buy you a bloody hearing aid as well if I was that rich. Not once in last week's show did I make fun of rape. Not once. In fact, I implied that the man at the centre of the trial did do the crime. I implied it so heavily, in fact, that I am now being sued to high heavens. And listen, in future, if I ever do decide to make light of topics, if the punchline is funny, then it's funny. I urge you though, Magoo, and all the other listeners who are hating on the programme to keep listening as it increases revenue, and I currently need a bit of dough to fix the loose tiles in the bathroom before Mary gets back. With regard to Mary, there is a correction I need to make for a statement I made last week. You may remember me saying that she went to work for the charity group Boko Haram, but that, as you may well know, was a hilarious mix-up. Mary, in fact, inspired by the film Mighty Joe Young, starring Charlize Theron, went to work for the primate charity group Boko Harambe, named after Pennsylvania's finest gorilla, who was tragically assassinated last year. Mary's taken it upon herself to work with his primate comrades out in Sierra. What fucking work is that from the producers? Sierra Leone. And I just like to talk to Mary now personally. If you're listening, Mary, I want to wish you the best of luck and to hurry home. Speaking of Africa, Africa is a continent, and Asia is also a continent, and North Korea is in Asia, and I'd like to talk about North Korea. Oh, that's how you transition. That's how you bloody transition in show business, baby. In the news this week, further thaw in the relationship between North and South Korea. What I'm about to say, for the first bit anyway, is definitely not made up. There was a pop concert put on by South Korean K-pop merchants in the middle of the Koreas, and Kim Jong-un attended. He was caught afterwards taking pictures with them and laughing with them. This is no mean feat and means a lot, considering the last concert that Mr. Jong-un attended was 3 years ago at the Olympia, a night with Finbar Fury. The South Korean pop group knew very well of Kim Jong-un's taste and thus performed a medley cover of Christy Moore's classic Don't Forget Your Shovel If You're Going to Go to Work. A medley which our dear leader was very pleased with. And if this wisecracking broadcaster could make a claim or a direct announcement to the people of North Korea, should they be listening, don't forget your shovel if you're going to try and dig your way out of the oppressive regime and nightmarish reality that you have to live through day by day. On a serious note regarding the North, this man can say he has been to both Koreas in the past, and it was only the North that made a fine effort in accommodating me and making me feel at home. Yes, you may claim that there are work camps, concentration camps and people starving, and maybe this is true, but it is also true that whatever city or country you take a vacation in, you will likely not see the bad side to that place. North Korea is just the same. With the bad comes the good. For this reason, the Bert Show proudly takes a neutral stance on the cold conflict between the Koreas. And Mr. Oon, if you're listening, please feel free to make an appearance on this show where we can talk about your loves in life, such as golf and abducting Chinese citizens. We have a new segment now called Bert Me the Money. This week we are giving away a grand cash prize or a similar prize, a very special one that I will reveal momentarily. You could, if you so choose it over the cash, get a chance to go to space! You, dear listener, could get a chance to go to space. A good friend of mine, a cousin of Richard Branson, Jim, has kindly awarded the show one free seat on the Virgin Mega Space Shuttle that is going to Saturn next year and features a return flight 17 years later. Not only this, but you will be going alongside the original cast of Star Trek. Yes, the original cast of Star Trek will be on the space shuttle with you, except for George Takei, who refused to have any part in it because he's a bloody spoiled sport, and Leonard Nimoy because he is dead. To win this prize, just text in the answer to the following question by the end of the show. What type of wood is my patio made out of? Is it A, Norwegian, B, mahogany, or C, double mahogany? Get your texts in and you can choose either a cash prize of €1,000 or the trip to Saturn with Star Trek cast. For now we move on to the next segment known as Bert Judgment. The wordplay is that it's meant to be best judgment, except it's Bert Judgment. This week, Conor McGregor. Mr. McGregor vandalised a perfectly good bus and injured some bystanders in the process of doing so. Many of you have written in asking me my opinion on the matter, and I'm going to tell you now. I'm not bloody surprised, so I'm not. I'm not bloody surprised. Back in the 50s, me and his granddad, Arse McGregor, used to run in a gang. And one day, Arse asked me for a lend of €2. But except it wasn't euros, it was a shilling. In this day's money, it would equate to about €5.50. Anyway, Arse said, Bert, if a sport called UFC is ever invented and my grandson rises to the top to become the champion of not one but two belts, and also decides to fight a boxer for 100 million, I will pay you back the shilling. To this day, Ars has not kept his word, and I await the couple shilling that he owes me. So, it is no surprise that the spawn of this absolute scumbag is scum himself. Another thing that has irked me in the past, when McGregor said, I apologise to absolutely fucking nobody. Well, if you apologise to nobody, Conor, then don't feckin' say anything. It's the same bloody difference. Minus the rudeness. It's high time that this two-bit Tony Montana was shown how to enjoy the high life, the drugs, the everything, without acting like a massive knob. As for people describing Crumlin as a kip and a bad place on the back of these actions, well, I would say the whole children's hospital thing kind of balances it out. Before I get to the prize winner, I just want to make a quick point, not unrelated to the children's hospital I just mentioned. In this day and age, people are struggling to find a word to describe disabled people. Special needs, mentally or physically retarded, silly billies have all been deemed as politically incorrect. Well, back in my day, we had a perfect name for the disabled. We called them people. We knew back in our school days that Pansy O'Reilly might have had one leg, but he was just as sly a whore as the rest of us. And he'd take off his wooden leg regularly and beat anyone round the head who treated him different. And then there was Ellie Ganley, the girl with 2 ears instead of a nose. She was a notorious grass, so she was. Heard bloody everything. In fact, to get a little bit more topical, but still somehow not topical at all, Oscar Pistorius a few years ago did more for disabled rights than any spokesperson of any group by shooting his girlfriend dead while she was taking a dump. Disabled or not, he showed that these people can get just as annoyed at their spousal partners as we can, albeit perhaps not quite to the same extent. I motion that we do not treat these people physically or mentally disabled any differently, and they are forced to adapt to regular life by means of equality. The Paralympics and the Special Olympics scrapped, and then told to try and qualify for the actual Olympics instead. The Bert Show is a proud sponsor of equal rights. As we approach the end of the show and I've talked about everything I wanted to talk about, it is time to reveal the prize winner. The answer, of course, to the question was C, double mahogany, and one person has got it right. I can also reveal that the winner has chosen the trip to Saturn with the Star Trek cast as their first preference. So, the winner is Magoo from Longford! Magoo from Longford, you're going to Saturn! A far cry from the fields of Longford, but perhaps a less hostile setting. Congratulations, Magoo. Congratulations. You get to hear William Shatner talk shite for 7 years. Oh, cunt. From Longford to Saturn. That is all for this week. Thank you all for listening, and I hope you enjoy talk of Conor McGregor, the disabled, and North Korea. Your life has been made better by Bert.